will be done in lane 1, California style. Any questions? So, number one run,
Mishawaka High School. I'm Sean Kinricky here at Steel Stadium, bringing you boys track, Mishawaka against Elkhart. I'm Sean Kinricky here with Corinne Flick.
What's up, guys? So they're about to start the 4x8 right now.
On that, we do have, for Elkhart, we have Victor Torres, Ethan Martin, Kyler Johnson, and Alex Umana. Again, for Elkhart, we have David Rodriguez, Maddox Abad Portillo, Jose Andres Sanchez, and Callan Brown. Once more for Elkhart, we have David Sifu, and that is them going off right now. David Sifu, Pedro Alvarez, Ian Alexander, and Ronaldo Par Navarte. Then again for Elkhart, we have Trevor Becker, Nathan Sharp, Caden Haste, Hayden Holdman. Then for Mishawaka, we have Braden Polonsky, Cole Denahir, Nazir Farhan, and Colin Morchin. And again for Mishawaka, we have Evan Lynn, who works with us here at the Mishawaka Network. So we're glad to see him running today. Then we have Will Hunsberger, Garfield Thiefend, and Devin Kruger.
It looks like we have Trevor Becker in first place right now on his second lap. And behind him is Braden Plonsky from Mishawaka.
Definitely a great pace out there for Elkhart's lead athlete.
Yeah, he seems to have been getting a good gap on Braden right now. And when Trevor turns, he will be handing it off to the next Elkhart runner. Each leg in this race will run 2 laps.
I have class with Plonsky, actually. Great guy, funny guy. Got precision machining with Lewinsky. Or, yes, it is precision machining still. But I have class with him, so I'll be talking to him tomorrow during our little, well, not during it, but before our little court thing that happens here, Appeals on Wheels, happening here tomorrow for all seniors to attend if they can or will.
Nice finish by Trevor, passing it off.
Now, Evan was saying that their third runner is usually their slowest, and their anchor is always usually their fastest runner. But as it seems, Elkhart's lead runner has a great gap on everybody else. I mean, we're quite a bit behind. I mean, you hate to see it, but at least we're still going. I mean, heck, we could have accidentally dropped the baton.
Looks like our second leg is Cole Donaher from Mishawaka Distance team.
No sun out today. Yesterday there was a nice little beam of sun every now and then, but now we just kind of got overcast over here, keeping it a little chilly.
A lot warmer than yesterday, though. It was pretty chilly last night.
Yesterday I was freezing up here.
We had the girls' track meet last night at home, and it got pretty chilly towards the end of the night.
As you can see, Elkhart's lead athlete going for his second lap.
Looks like the second Elkhart relay is past Cole. Mishawaka's team's in third. And here comes David on his second lap in the Mishawaka B relay. And then Will behind him.
Seem to be keeping a good pace on this second lap. Everyone seems to have an equidistant gap against each other.
And the 800 is a pretty hard event. It's a really long sprint. I run it myself. I ran it last night. And it's a hard thing to pace. Because you want to try to sprint, but you also want to be able to hold on to that pace for 2 laps, and it gets kind of hard. Definitely towards the end, too.
I can only imagine.
It's a great finish by Elkhart's leg here.
I'm going to see that handoff in a moment here. See if he can make it. Great handoff. Their anchor taken off with a great
Battle
lead
between Cole and Elkhart's B relay.
for second place.
Cole's passing it off to Nasser right now. Elkhart's A relay has a pretty big gap on the rest of the race. We have David finishing, passing it off.
You know, yesterday, with the nice little bit of sun, you know, it felt a little bit warmer in here than it was. But as soon as that sun started to go down, it got freezing. So I'm scared for tonight. That's why I brought my hoodie.
Looks like Elkhart's A relay might be lapping pretty soon here.
Nice little battle happening there again for...
Yes,
Leave
Nasser
it
and
second.
Elkhart's B.
As you can see, Elkhart is finishing there. Very strong. Oh, no, they're going to their second lap. Pardon me.
Yeah.
A little tired. Yesterday kind of got me really tired.
Looks like Nasser's taking the lead on Elkhart's B relay leg, with Elkhart A still in the lead with a pretty nice gap.
Keeping a good pace here as they come around.
Looks like Caden.
Can hear someone down there yelling, "Caden, sprint now!" Quite funny to hear the conversations
Comes
that happen.
Nasser finishing his second lap. We're gonna have Elkhart's A relay handing it off to their anchor leg.
Attention athletes and coaches.
Now, normally in these relays, they like to put their anchor as one of their strongest performers,
Coaches and athletes are
one that's willing to compete and chase down. This looks like a great leg for Elkhart.
Even Elkhart yesterday did very well in the
Yes.
girls' competition. Or the girls' meet, pardon me.
Yes, last night there was a dual meet against Elkhart and Riley. And a double dual meet means that Mishawaka goes against Elkhart point-wise, and then Mishawaka goes against Riley point-wise, and then each team does that. Last night, the girls fell to Elkhart, but won against Riley. We had some great performances last night.
We did, actually. I actually emailed Coach Cove and asked him what were some of your stronger athletes. He did mention Tanaja Summers as one of his stronger
Yes,
athletes.
Tanasia is a very strong athlete. Last night she got first in the 100-meter dash, first in the 200, and first in long jump.
That's very, very good.
She also has a brother that is also competing tonight.
You can see them coming around that left corner on that, I don't know the measurements, but on that little bit,
Yeah.
that last little bit.
I cannot express enough how gutsy this race is. It takes pure guts to do the 800.
It is a lot of running.
Looks like he's finishing.
Some strong finishes.
Nice finish by Elkhart.
Actually, I feel like one of the better first events we could have. I feel like the 4x800 really opens up
Nice finish by Mishawaka.
and Elkhart.
Yes. Looks like all teams are on their final.
You actually see Evan
lap.
Lynn right there running, cheering on one of his teammates. Actually ran across the field to catch up.
I'll do the anthem right after this.
I think I see Devin Kruger from Mishawaka right now. The final 200 of this race is very difficult, especially the last 100.
Because your body just wants to give out.
Yes.
I don't even think I could even run
Nice
like 50.
finish. Awesome finish. It's Mishawaka's B relay. And their C. Devin just finished.
I believe that would be Elkhart's possibly C. Maybe.
Yeah. And their D looks to be coming down the home stretch right now. This event is a great start to a track meet. It's personally my favorite event.
No, I was telling Evan yesterday, I believe either the 100 meter or the 4x800.
Attention all
Pretty fun to
athletes
watch.
on the oval, in the infield, and in your field events. Please pause your events and warm-ups. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able. Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps and join us in honoring our country with the national anthem. Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And with that, we will go to a quick commercial break. So stay tuned as we come back here at Steely Stadium. I'm Sean Kennericki.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience. Innovation.
And welcome back. Here you can see some of your times for that last event. Would you like to Daniel? Ooh, seems like we're actually going to go down to Daniel Phillips down on the sideline. Here we go. Daniel.
Yeah, how's it going, Sean? Thank you. I'm here with head Mishawaka girls track coach, Coach Cove. Cove, you guys just finished up that meet last night. That was against Riley, the dual meet. The girls' first outdoor meet, I believe. You guys had a few indoor tourneys and stuff like that, but to be outdoors is obviously a lot different. How do you feel about the result of that meet last night?
I was really pleased. I thought the girls gave some great effort for being out in some chilly conditions. I love their attitude, and I love the support they were showing for each other. So not so much about the places and times, but the effort they were giving on the track and in the support they were showing their teammates and the toughness. Some of those girls didn't want to run a 4x4 after a long meet, but they showed up and they competed. So that's what I'm proud of them about.
Yeah, that grit will take you a long way throughout the entire season, especially in a grueling sport like track. Coach, you've got a lot of young girls coming in, but you've also got girls leaving. So that means you got to get things done fast. And this is one of the prime seasons for you as a head coach to get things done. What are some of those things you want to get done?
We just have to learn how to compete and believe in ourselves. A lot of the girls come into track and they're terrified of the events that they're running. So really right now we're just working on getting these girls to believe that they're better than they think they are. And that's the key thing. We need to find some hurdlers. We need to find some field events. We're developing our field events and hurdles and specialty events. We graduated some phenomenal talent in those events. So we're looking for some of these young girls to step up and compete in these events. It's easy to do some of the sprints, and we got some really talented sprinters. But do we have some girls who want to step up into the field events, into the hurdles? But the primary factor is getting these girls to believe in themselves, that they're better than they think they are, and just keep on getting better. Be better, not better so much than your teammates and the other girls, but be better than you were last week. And we're working on that. And I think we took a big step in that direction last night, and we're going to see how much we improve on Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's a great ultimate goal, Coach. Something that I think every head coach of any sport or anything should have in their back pocket. Lastly, Coach, before we could do this interview, you said you really wanted to finish watching the 4x8 with the boys. Yep. So you're scouting the talent here in Mishawaka on the boys' side as the girls' head coach. What are some of the things you get from scouting out the guys here that you can add to practice with the girls?
We're just looking for effort. Are the boys finishing across the line? Are they shifting gears throughout the race? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Are they supporting each other? Are they, when we have a big rule on our relay teams, when you come across that line, you just don't go back to your team camp. You got to go out there and kind of keep on supporting your relay team. A relay team is 4 individuals working together as one. And so when you come across that line, are you being a good teammate and supporting each other? And also just looking at meet management styles. Coach Shaw does a great job of getting the splits and supporting. Are you going over and checking on the kids right away? The first thing when they cross that line, they want to know their split. And so we're working on getting their splits. Coaching a kid up when they cross the line, let's not be too judgmental of that performance. Yep. Let's show them the support they had, that it's not as bad as they think it was, but we can always get better. And so really it's just being, showing these kids that did you compete well? And I just love watching them compete. More than anything, I just love watching them run, and I love watching my athletes run.
Some very good, thorough answers. Any head coaches out there listening to this interview, take some notes because that's exactly what you want to hear. Coach Cove, head girls track coach here at Mishawaka High School. I'm Daniel Phillips. I'm going to send it up back to Corinne and Sean. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. As you were interviewing,
Appreciate you, Phillips.
Yep.
As you were interviewing him, the boys 110-meter hurdles varsity started. You can see Lenninger for Elkhart in lane 3. In lane 4, Smith from Mishawaka. In lane 5, Josh Hepburn from Mishawaka. In lane 6, Skipper for Elkhart. And in lane 7, Griffles for Elkhart. A very good run by all of them. Shout out to Josh Hepburn, too. I know him personally. He's a cool guy, chill guy, really. I don't believe they have a girls 110-meter, do they?
No, for the girls, it's 100-meter hurdles, and the hurdles are at a shorter height. So it looks like there was just one heat of that event. So they're removing the hurdles right now.
Thank you to everyone down there who moves those hurdles every time.
Yes, hurdle crew. So they're going to be getting ready to do the 100-meter dash for JV. There's going to be 2 sections of this, and then 1 section of the varsity 100-meter dash.
Again, another very good event to start off with. I mean, the 4x800 gets you into the whole motion of like what it would feel like to go like that or go that long, and then the 100 is just a quick one to get through, you know, not that bad. And then you got the 1600 after that, which is a mile, which is, I don't think I could. Yeah, but for boys 100-meter dash varsity, or junior varsity, pardon me, we have in lane 3 Spencer Leninger for Elkhart, Corey Smith for Mishawaka, Josh. Oh, is that the right one? Okay.
Yeah, that is the right.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. We got Josh Hepburn for Mishawaka, then Wyatt Skipper for Elkhart, and then Eli Griffiths. I fear that I said their names before. Let's see. Can I see Josh down there?
Yeah, we in the 110-meter hurdles, we had Josh Sandy from Mishawaka, Jadon Montgomery from Mishawaka, Mason Green from Mishawaka, and Bryce Burris from Mishawaka.
Yep, it does seem that I did say the wrong people for the wrong
And
event.
Landon Snyder from Mishawaka, as well as Sebastian Marquez and Camilo Gonzalez from Elkhart. But they're getting ready for the 100-meter dash for JV.
As an athlete, how grueling are your training?
I'm a distance runner, so it is pretty difficult. I have to train year-round.
Mm-hmm.
So I do cross-country in the fall, and that training starts in the summer. And then my training for track starts in the winter after cross-country ends. So I get like 2 weeks off between each season, but it's really a year-round commitment, which is why I give so many kudos to the distance runners out there, because it really does take commitment and effort and dedication to be able to be a distance runner.
Does it feel good to be a distance runner here from Mishawaka High School?
It does. I feel like I've become a great leader for my team. And I love my girls. It looks like we just had Trevin Gogler jump in long jump, and we want to give a shout out. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. Hey. You don't age that often.
What a great day for a birthday on a track meet against Elkhart.
Mm-hmm. Though it could be a little sunnier, but hey,
Could be. Looks like they're about to start the first heat of the JV 100-meter dash.
Again, a nice amount of people showed up for the meet here today. Speaking of, it seems like we're going to start this off soon.
Oh, they just stood up again.
Going to talk to one of those Elkhart athletes.
These
Nothing too
first
serious.
few meets of the season, it's just kind of getting ready and getting a hang of things.
Mm-hmm. Especially for some of those like first athletes who just joined the team or
Yes.
probably haven't done much.
Yeah, you can be a bit jumpy. Maybe you might false start. Especially, I know sprinters, they start in blocks, so.
There they go. Seems like Elkhart in lane 6 is taking the lead with
Wyatt
Josh
Skipper.
Hepburn right behind him. Josh Hepburn getting that second place for Mishawaka High School.
Nice
Good job.
first place finish by Wyatt Skipper, I believe.
We hope. we can only hope that these
In
are right.
the first section of 2 JV heats of the 100-meter dash.
For those of you fans who are
Seems like the only PR time we have for this group is from Corey Smith with a 13.64. That is an insane 100-meter dash.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these runners have never, maybe they just joined the team, maybe they have never done this event before, so they don't have a seat time right now. But it's a great time to start some new events, try some new things, since we're so early on in the season.
And here for Section 2, we have Alex Dermondy for Mishawaka, Caden Hammond for Elkhart, Colbin Real for Elkhart, Ashton Horston for Mishawaka, Nicholas Bosworth for Elkhart, Caden O'Neill for Mishawaka, Abe Percasio for Mishawaka, and Spencer Weston.
And this is Elkhart's first outdoor meet of the season as well. They competed a few times indoor this winter. And this is Mishawaka's second outdoor meet of the season. Last week they went against Penn and fell 111-21.
I know Evan was talking about that meet. He was like, yeah, I felt like I ran the best I could, but
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a win or lose, and sometimes you can't win at all. But hey, you have
Just
a chance here
starting
today.
out the season. And at the Penn meet last week, Skylar Van Skyhawk got first in the 110-meter hurdles. Josh Sandy got third in that same race. And Skylar Van Skyhawk got second in the 300-meter hurdles. The 4x1 got third. They got second in the 4x4. And Valentino Summers got first in high jump. Brady Hooten got second in pole vault. Valentino Summers again got fourth in long jump. And Dylan Stevenson got sixth in shot put. So I think it was a great first meet for the team.
Very good.
A great
starter.
start.
Yeah, very good warm-up meet for our cavemen out here. You can see him getting warmed up there and setting up on the block.
Looks like they're about to get started.
After this, we do have the varsity boys 100-meter dash.
And there is one section of that.
Getting ready, and they're off. Caden O'Neill, I know, is one of our stronger athletes for football, I believe, either last year or the year before that. Ooh, seems like Mishawaka did take that first place.
Looks like Ashton Horston.
Very good run from Ashton. I have actually surprisingly played basketball with him. I've just never seen him around.
100-meter dash, the varsity.
Yeah, but Elkhart has competed in a few indoor meets, and there are a lot of athletes that actually qualified for indoor state, which is this Saturday. It's known as the Hoosier State Relays. So they competed last week at the Trine HSR qualifier. It was one of the last qualifiers for Hoosier State Relays. And Elkhart's Alfonso Newburn and Zachary Anderson got first and second place in the 60 meters, first in the 4x2 relay, third in the 4x4, and the DMR actually got first, which is awesome. And Carson Pollard also got first in high jump. Coleman Bell was fourth in the long jump. And these races can potentially qualify you for the indoor state. And a lot of these Elkhart runners and athletes did qualify for HSR this weekend. So Alfonso qualified for the 60-meter dash, and Elkhart's Max Malloy qualified in the 2-mile, and along with our very own Liam Bauschke, who qualified in the 2-mile at, I believe it was New Balance Nationals a few weeks ago. So he'll be competing there with Max. Their 4x2 relay qualified, and their DMR as well as Carson Pollard in high jump and Trenton Bias in shot put. So this event, Mishawaka and Elkhart are the large schools, which will take place in the morning for Hoosier State Relays,
Very nice.
which will be at the Indiana Fall Creek Pavilion.
And as you can see, those were the times for the junior varsity second section. It actually seems like Caden O'Neill did break his PR of 12:20 or 12.20 just by 0.6 milliseconds. And here we do have boys 100 meter dash varsity setting up. It seems like there will be 2 heats of this. That'd be boys 100 meter dash or varsity.
Yes, and looks like we have a few Mishawaka athletes in this.
Here on the boys 100 meter dash varsity, we have in lane 1, Alfonso Newburn for Elkhart. Then we have in lane 2, Brandon Eccles for Mishawaka. Then on lane 3, we have Jamison Bertram for Elkhart. And then, in lane 1, we have Alonzo Newborn. And then in lane 4, we have his brother, Alfonso Newborn for Elkhart. Then for lane 5, we have Jacob Geller for Mishawaka. Then in lane 6, we have Andre Owens for Mishawaka. And then in lane 7, Brady Hooten for Elkhart, or Mishawaka. And in lane 8, Coleman Bell for Elkhart. And as you can see, Elkhart having first, second, and third place as they cross that finish line.
And Alfonso, who will be competing at HSR this weekend, looks like he took first place.
It's very nice.
Final call for the 1,600 meter run. Second call, 4 by 100.
So it looks like we're done with the 100 meter dash.
400 meter
And it was the final call for the 1,600 meter run.
For varsity,
Second call, 4 by
we got quite a bit. We got quite a lot of athletes in this one, 13 of them to be exact. In lane 1, we got Peyton Shanholt for Elkhart. In lane 2, we got Cole Danaher, Danher for Mishawaka. In lane 3, we have Shiloh Macon for Mishawaka. In lane 4, we have Louis Fur Marquez Pintoja for Elkhart. In lane 5, we have Ronaldo Pan-Neverte for Elkhart. Then lane 6, we have Lucas Dendu from Mishawaka. In lane 7, we have Will Hunsberger from Mishawaka. In lane 8, we have Davey Rodriguez Zaragoza for Elkhart. In lane 9, we have Jose Andres Sanchez for Elkhart. In lane 10, Maddox Abad Portillo for Elkhart. In lane 11, Callan Brown for Elkhart. In lane 12, Kyler Johnson for Elkhart. In lane 13, Victor Torres for Elkhart. Seems like for those last 3 athletes in 11, 12, and 13, 10, 11, 12, and 13, have no recorded time, so they could be new athletes in this one.
So for the 1,600 meter run, the athletes run a total of 4 laps around the track. They normally start with a waterfall start, which is when the athletes line up on the arc of the track, since there are only 8 lanes. And there are so many athletes in this event tonight. And normally the athletes are lined up by fastest time. So we have our very own Cole Donaher. And next to him is Peyton Shanholt from Elkhart.
As you can see on your screen right now, the Newburn brothers both got first and second place in that last one, which is quite a feat. And here as they start lining up for people. Give them the rundown of what he's going to say and when they got to go. You love to see it. But after this, and when they start off, we will have Daniel Phillips on the sidelines talking to one of our athletes here in Mishawaka High School. So here we'll show you them heading off soon. Boom, and they're off. So see if Daniel Phillips is ready down there on the sidelines. Daniel Phillips, you ready?
Always ready, Sean. We're ready to go. We got Liam Bowski here next to me, somebody who competed in the cross-country nationals not too long ago, a few months ago, somebody who has broken records here at Mishawaka, and someone that's going on to run cross-country at IU Bloomington. Liam, this is your last couple of weeks of the school year of being in high school till you go on to Bloomington down south. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling really good. I'm excited to close out this chapter of my life and enjoy it with the people around. I love the people on the team and just leave my mark at Mishawaka High School.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Liam, we chose you as the Mishawaka Network to be our feature this year on a little mini documentary we're doing because your story is a little bit different than most people, and you've accomplished a lot of huge things here just in a small period of time. How do you feel about that opportunity?
It's awesome. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to kind of share my story and hopefully inspire people in the future.
So if you're looking forward, if you want to see me and Liam on screen again, make sure to stay tuned for that mini documentary that'll be hitting YouTube here in a couple of months. Liam, last year, senior year, last couple of weeks, track season. I know you're a big cross-country guy. That's why you're going to IU Bloomington, but it's still good for conditioning and things like that. What are some things you're trying to accomplish this season?
Yeah, I'm super excited for track. Like you said, in the past, I've had historically better cross-country seasons, but I really am excited to prove myself on the track. I would like to take some more school records with me and hopefully compete to place top 3 at state in either the 3,200 or the miles. So I have some big goals, but I'm really excited.
All right, awesome. That's Liam Bowski, one of our better athletes here at Mishawaka High School, giving some pretty inspiring answers to you. That's all I got. I'm Daniel Phillips, and I'm going to send it on up to Corinne and Sean.
Thank you, Daniel. Again, shout out to Daniel down there on the field. Got to be a little chilly out there in short sleeves, but hey, he's out there doing what he loves, so probably feeling nice. So far, they have gone one entire lap in this 1,600-meter run.
Looks like we have Peyton Shanholt in first from Elkhart, with Cole in second and Lucas closely following behind.
Very good pacing. That the Elkhart athlete, of course, having a pretty decent lead, but it is still only the second lap. Still got 2 more to go. Let's see if he can keep that gas running in his system. So while we're here, we might as well do a quick shout out to our daily announcements that happen every day. Our students here at Mishawaka Network work really hard to get you those in a timely fashion with all the information you may need in your day-to-day travel. Or not travel, but just day-to-day. Like clubs, we got lunch, we've got a whole bunch of information. We got Wacky Wednesday, we got Trivia Tuesday, Brew Monday, Humane Society Thursday, and we also have Factual Friday. So, if you wanna watch, but tell your advisory teacher to tune in so we can get that going without having some people be like, I didn't know where this was because there was no announcement. But trust me, there is.
Peyton is on the bell lap.
Our 2 Mishawaka athletes there. Not close behind, but second and third. With an Elkhart athlete right on their heel. And while we're on the topic of Mishawaka Network, tune in tomorrow for our newscast. We got students working on news packages to fill in those dead times that we have in that news segments. Some of them are a little too long, so check the Mishawaka Facebook page in case we ever post any of those on that. But I know me and Evan Lynn and Dylan Baylor worked really hard on our news package for this week. We will have one next week doing Guess That Logo again, but with weird Indiana schools.
Looks like we have Peyton coming down the home stretch to finish the 1,600-meter run.
Does make sense. He does have the fastest time of all the athletes here today, with a 4-minute 55-second and with a .33.
Nice battle between Cole and Lucas.
Ooh, seems like he was just able to get past him. Definitely bragging rights there. Another Elkhart athlete falling right behind him in fourth.
And me and Cam Stokes actually have a news segment that should be on the news tomorrow. We did Shakespeare verse or Taylor Swift lyrics. We asked around the school. It's a pretty interesting segment. So you should tune in to the Mishawaka Network tomorrow.
I will definitely tune in. That sounds very funny.
And I also did the live announcements this morning.
You did? My mom was like, "You're going to be on with Corin." I was like, "How did you know?" And she was like, "I watched the daily announcements." I was like, "That's kind of scary."
That's why you should tune into the Mishawaka Network.
Mm-hmm. You know,
And you can watch all of our past live streams on our YouTube channel.
you can watch yesterday's meet, last year's meet, whatever you want to watch, really.
Yes, all the old daily live announcements.
Any home games from this year and the years past.
Nice finish. This Elkhart runner will be wrapping up the 1,600 for us tonight.
We will be moving on to the boys 4x100 meter relay junior varsity. We will only have Mishawaka runners on that one. We'll have Mishawaka B relay, Malachi Brown, handing off to Abe. I really don't know how to say that. Abe Preciado. And then for the A relay, we will have Caden O'Neill handing off to Ernest Burton. And then who will hand off to Ashton Horston, who will hand off to Leon Fowler. Again, one of my favorite relays. Really, most of the relays are my favorite, actually.
I think relays are very important on a track team because it really builds the culture of the team and learning how to work together. Because some aspects of track are just so solo.
Mm-hmm. Like the 1,600 that we just
Yes.
watched.
Like the 3,200, 1,600. So I think it's really important to have those relay events where we can work together with each other. And it's really awesome when you work together with other people and then have a great outcome.
As you can see, pole vault happening at the far end of the field. I believe that would be
Brady Hooten.
Brady Hooten, yeah. Brady Hooten over there, about to do his pole vault. Ooh, just a little short, hit that bar off. Pretty good. Hey, honestly, I've seen some videos about pole vaulting. Terrifying sport. Because like that pole, no bueno.
I actually thought about doing pole vault a few years ago. I feel like it would be fun.
What got you out of doing it?
Running distance.
Oh, fair enough.
Too many miles to have to pole vault in addition to that.
Yeah. can see one of our Mishawaka athletes taking a jump.
Trevin, happy birthday once
Happy
again.
birthday. Every time we see you, we're going to say happy birthday
Yes,
to nail it home.
jumping once again.
Some very nice bright shoes. I like the
have-
brighter shoes.
I have spikes just like that, just a different kind.
Ooh, a very nice,
Nice
jump.
jump. Gonna mark it. Oh, looks like he's a little bit upset at that length that it was.
Maybe just a tad short of what he was looking for, but hey, still a very nice jump.
Yes.
Seems like they're actually lining up over there for the 4x100 meter relay varsity.
Junior varsity.
Oh, junior varsity, pardon me. Seems like we do have an Elkhart team out there.
Oh, maybe it actually might be the varsity. I'm unsure. I don't have much experience in the 4x100 meter relay, but I do know a lot of times the first runner will start in blocks.
Mm-hmm.
And the exchanges are a lot harder than some of the distance exchanges and the 4x4 exchanges. It's kind of a blind exchange. You can't really see the person coming. I know a lot of them like to say, like, hit and, like, just sayings like that to not drop the baton.
Yeah. I would see why they would need to do that, honestly.
Yeah. A lot of the athletes also mark their spots so they have an idea of when they hand off and how many steps they need before they hand off, so they make it in the exchange zone, which is also very important, because if you don't make it within the exchange zone, you will probably get disqualified.
And you do get disqualified for dropping the baton as well, right?
You can recover the exchange in some events. I'm not really sure on the 4x1, but I know for, like, the 4x8, if you drop the baton, you can pick it back up and hand it off.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll still count as long as you're in the exchange zone still.
Seems like our athletes are getting ready on their respective lines.
Yeah, it takes a while to get ready for this event
Proceed to your zones.
because they have to go to 4 different zones on each turn of the track every 100 meters.
I would assume it's very hard to get the handoff, especially when you're coming around that turn, you know.
Yeah.
As the announcer for the stadium has stated, he once ran, and once you come around that bend for that last lap, your body kind of, like in the 4x400, I believe, your body seems to feel very, like, burny, heavy, you know.
Yes, your legs. So the people holding the flags at each zone will hold up whether it was a good exchange or if something went wrong. So it looks like we're running all 4 relays in one heat.
Okay.
So a little bit of change of pace.
So
That's why there was an Elkhart team,
Okay.
because it's just one section.
So for the varsity relay, we will have Elkhart with Ryder Rands handing off to Anthony Leonard, who will hand off to Coleman Bell, who will hand off to Jordan Malone. And then for Mishawaka in the varsity, we'll have Andre Owens handing to Brady Newsom, who will hand to Jacob Geller, who will hand off to Josh Sandy.
And then the other 2 Mishawaka teams in this section will be Malachi Brown, Abe Preciado, Brandon Eccles, and Aiden Alston. And the A team will be Caden O'Neill, Ernie Burton, Ashton Horston, and Leon Fowler.
Running both at the same time seems like a smart play, I would say, to sum up the time, I suppose.
Yes, I agree.
Especially when there's only 2 teams on each one, right?
And after the 4x1, we will then go to the 400.
We ask that all human beings in the infield please be sitting or kneeling until the race is completely run. Thank you.
Having people on the infield sit so they can see those handoffs.
To make sure, the people with the flags, to make sure that the handoffs were cleared and good.
Just waiting for the go-ahead. Raising their flags if they're ready. Seems like we have all white flags. So we'll be starting here in momentarily. The officiator getting ready to raise his gun with the athletes getting on their blocks. And they're off. Ooh, very quick sprints. I suppose they would want to sprint as fast as they can in this one, huh? Ooh.
Oh.
Might have been able to save that handoff. Mishawaka in first, second place with Elkhart right on their heels. Elkhart making the pass. Mishawaka, fumbling, but getting the pass. Getting passed by Elkhart. Mishawaka in second and third now. Elkhart's athlete running, making that handoff, and that Elkhart athlete is just taking off with our Mishawaka athlete running as fast as he can behind him. They're trying, but it seems like Elkhart will get the first place with Mishawaka in second and third.
Looks like there are some yellow flags raised.
Yellow flag over there on the right-hand side because that handoff for Mishawaka seemed like it might have been a little...
on the other side, I believe.
And over here on our close left-hand side. See what those are about.
So if the athletes hand off outside of the exchange zone, they will raise a yellow flag.
First ball, 800-meter run. Tyler Salt and Troy Cooks holds the school record for 400-meter dash.
After this event, we will have boys 400-meter dash junior varsity with 2 sections. The first one will be all Elkhart athletes. Benjamin Sharp in lane 1. Portland Taylor in lane 3. Daniel Ordonez in lane 4. And then Braden Tyson in lane 5 for that first section. Honestly, another one of those tough runs, tough events, 400-meter dash.
I love the 400. I love a good 4x4. I like the 400 because it's pretty short compared to the normal distances that I race. But it is an event that hurts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I'd say, at the 150, it starts to really burn. But I love a good 400.
Those yellow flags heading over to the timer area. Possibly already talked through why they threw up the yellow flag.
Looks like they're lining up for the 400 for the JV first heat. I know sometimes some sprinters like to use blocks for this open event,
Seems like
but it seems like they're not.
May I
May I
have
have
your
your
attention?
attention, please?
We
We
found a missing phone. If you
If
search
you
your
search in your
pocket
pocket
and your
and your
phone's
phone's
not there, our
our athletic director,
Sherry Kaiser
has your phone.
Tonight also happening is a scrimmage against Jimtown, happening right now at Baker Park. So it looks like it's just Portland Taylor and Brandon Tyson for the first section of the JV 400 meter dash.
waiting for that to get started off here for us today. No blocks being used. They're off. Just two Elkhart runners here, going head to head. Maybe we'll see
Looks
a
like
good PR.
Brandon has a good lead. Yeah, that 200, that lactic really starts to hit your legs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Evan talked about lactic acid yesterday.
Yes, it is a very real thing. It's like it feels like your legs are just shutting down. Especially in this last 100 meters. Looks like he's experiencing that lactic acid right now. But still a great finish. And this will take us into the second section of the boys 400 meter JV race with
Now setting up the second heat of the junior varsity.
Seems like we'll have in lane 1, Leighton Denaway from Mishawaka. In lane 2, Keegan Lopez for Elkhart. In lane 3, Fabian Gonzalez for Mishawaka. In lane 4, Caden Hammond for Elkhart. In lane 5, Doug Hill for Mishawaka. In lane 6, Eris Kohler for Mishawaka. No Eris, shout out. In lane 7, Ashu Swoverland for Mishawaka. In lane 8, Alejandro Adres Sanchez for Elkhart. Seems like our fastest time here in the second section of JV will be from Caden Hammond from Elkhart with a 53.70 for a 400 meter dash. Quite the feat.
looks like Eris Kohler will not be racing in the 400.
As you can see from
He's over by the pole vault.
And lanes 1 and 6 will be scratched. That would be Leighton Denaway from Mishawaka and Eris Kohler from Mishawaka. So that means we have Lopez in lane 2 for Elkhart, Gonzalez in lane 3 for Mishawaka, Hammond for Elkhart in lane 4, Hill in lane 5 for Mishawaka, and Soverlin for Mishawaka in lane 7, and Andres Sanchez for Elkhart in lane 8. go and do a waterfall start. Sorry if you could not hear that.
So for the 400-meter dash, these runners will stay in their lane the entire lap. Looks like they're about to start.
A great camera angle from our cameraman down there. And they're off. Elkhart keeping that lead, but getting overtaken by his own team. Mishawaka getting second place over Elkhart, with Elkhart in first still. Now Mishawaka in second and third, with Elkhart in first.
Looks like that's Doug Hill in second right now. But Fabian is close behind.
Mishawaka athletes practically running side by side with Elkhart. And in this last push, maybe we'll see a pass.
Final stretch.
Ooh. And we do pass Elkhart getting that first place so far. We'll see in this last little bit. Ooh, that is so close. Ooh, Elkhart fell. I hope he's okay.
I do believe Doug won, though,
It was a very close one.
in that lean.
All I know is for sure we got third place.
It's very important to lean over the line when you finish a race, especially in sprinting events.
Yeah. And here next we'll have a boys 400-meter dash for varsity. In lane 1 we'll have Landon Baker for Elkhart. In lane 2 we'll have Jackson Bonk for Mishawaka. In lane 3 we'll have Demetrius Britton for Mishawaka. In lane 4 we'll have Braden Polonsky. In lane 4 for Mishawaka. In lane 5 we'll have Kevin Mell for Elkhart. And then in lane 6 we'll have David Stearns for Mishawaka. And then in lane 7, Trevor Becker for Elkhart. In lane 8, Caden Haste for Elkhart. Here's some of your times for that last one. Hill getting that first place for Mishawaka with a 59.36. Hammond for Elkhart getting that 59.38. Again, a very, very close one. And then Gonzalez getting that third place for Mishawaka with 1 minute and 92 milliseconds. Very, very good race.
Looks like they're walking up to their starting lanes.
Seems like the Elkhart athletes have blocks to start off their heat.
I've never actually used blocks. They seem really interesting, though.
I'm sure they probably do give you a leg up on the takeoff for sure.
Yeah, especially in these sprinting events. It is starting to get a bit chilly out here, especially in the press box.
We do have quite a bit of windows open. Quick shout out to everyone working here tonight. We have myself and Corin Flick, of course, your announcers. We have Williams on our TriCaster. We have Rendell helping out down there for the times. We have, of course, Daniel on the sidelines. And then we, of course, have
Mac down below.
Mac down below running the most important camera.
And Cam taking pictures.
And we have a floor cam run by Kira Foley. So, again, shout out.
Yes.
They have to endure the cold all night.
Great crew tonight.
Great crew. Elkhart holding that lead.
Looks
Mishawaka
like
coming up behind him.
Trevor is in the lead right now from Elkhart. But Braden Plonsky close behind. These are two distance runners. Braden is more mid-distance, I believe, this season.
I believe Polonsky's actually taking first from Elkhart, giving us a great lead. I'm gonna make sure to tell him, good job, Polonsky, as soon as I see him tomorrow. Come on, Polonsky, push, push, push. Another very close one, almost in sync in that last bit. Mishawaka for sure getting third.
I'm not even sure who won that.
Their feet almost were in sync in that last little bit. We'll see, though. It's going to be down to the milliseconds.
I feel like Trevor got it from that lean that we talked about earlier. My favorite part about a track meet is after a race when you congratulate everybody that you just competed against. It's a really great moment. And that's probably my favorite part about track.
And before we go to the 300-meter hurdles, we'll go to a quick break after we read these times for you. It does seem like Polonsky did get that first from Mishawaka with a 53.06.
Very close.
Very, very close. He even broke his PR. Hey, that's neat. Becker for Elkhart getting that second place for Elkhart with a 53.10, or 1, I guess. Britton for Mishawaka getting that 55.06 for third place. Now, we're going to head off to a quick break here at Steel Stadium. We'll see you back when 300-meter hurdles get ready to go off.
Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Event so far?
Not so far, but I'm running the 2 mile and a little bit.
Sounds very exciting. Not for me, but for you, for sure. You're a senior, Otto, and you've had quite the storied high school career here at Elkhart. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I don't really have much to say. I just been running. It's my senior year, and gonna try and run a fast senior year, but I don't really have much to say.
Well, you're here taking on Mishawaka. You got people you know that you're close to that go to Mishawaka. So how fun and interesting is this meet every year?
Well, this is the first year we ran this dual meet because last year got canceled, and last year was supposed to be the first year. So it's pretty fun this year. I know it's nice seeing a few more extra faces, but yeah.
I'm hearing word that you got somebody you know up at the press box. Do you want to talk to them real quick?
Oh, I don't know.
Who is it up there that you know?
Corinne.
Corinne, you can confirm that you know Otto?
I guess I do know Otto a little bit.
She said a little bit.
A little bit. All right. All right, Otto. Thank you very much. Good luck with the 2 mile and good luck with the rest of your season.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, no problem.
All right, that was a quick word from Daniel Phillips down there with
Otto.
Richter. Just said his name like completely blanked. We are getting set up for the 300-meter hurdles, junior varsity.
Takes quite a while to set up for, since it's all about 100 meters of the track. And I've heard this event is really difficult.
I would assume. I mean, hey, you got to go, 300 meters around and jump over 4 hurdles? Or 4, 5, 6 hurdles?
7.
7? Oh, I'm miscounting, I
count
guess.
7.
It is 7.
8.
8?
8 hurdles.
You're jumping over a lot of hurdles. Let's just... But for us, down there, we have Alejandro Ramirez for Elkhart in lane 1. And then for Mishawaka in lane 2, we have Dejan Williams. And then for Elkhart in lane 3, we have Camille Gonzalez Amador. Then for Mishawaka, we have Ames Ruse in lane 4. In lane 6, we do have Jadon Montgomery from Mishawaka. And then in lane 7, we have Brendan Scott for Elkhart. Seems like the athletes over there are getting ready, getting set up. The blocks are down, but still just trying to probably get everything situated. You know anyone who runs? Do they have 300-meter hurdles for
They
once?
do. Last night, I don't believe Mishawaka had any girls competing in the 300-meter hurdles, but it takes a lot of experience and guts to actually race in this event.
Seems like they're about to take off here momentarily. Any minute now. There we go. And they're off. Getting over that first hurdle. Ooh, nice jump in sequence. Get over that second one. Boom. Seems like you got to try to keep that speed up even with the jumping of the hurdle. I mean,
Yes.
you can lose a lot of speed trying to make it over.
But you do have to make sure you have enough energy to actually finish the race. You don't want to start out too fast, but you also don't want to be too conservative.
Seems like Mishawaka did take that first place from Elkhart just now, with Elkhart in second and then Mishawaka in third.
You can just see how difficult this race gets.
Ooh, knocking
at
down
the
the hurdle.
end.
Seems like our first place for Mishawaka did knock over his hurdle, and so did another
Nice
athlete.
finish. They'll set the hurdles back up for
The varsity. For the varsity, we will have in lane 1 Grant Wesselhoff for Elkhart. In lane 2, we'll have Mason Green for Mishawaka. In lane 3, we'll have Josh Sandy for Mishawaka. In lane 4, Ryder Rands for Elkhart. In lane 5, we'll have Sebasti Marquez for Elkhart. In lane 6, we'll have Landon Snyder for Mishawaka, great football player. In lane 7, we have Bryce Burris for Mishawaka, and lane 8 will be unoccupied. Now for the 300-meter JV hurdles, we got Ruse from Mishawaka with a 46.72. For Elkhart, we have Scott with a 48.04. For Mishawaka, we have Montgomery with 49.32. A lot of words, a lot of speaking, and I keep forgetting to breathe.
And after the 300 hurdles, well, that will take us to the 800.
Oh. After this, we do have the boys 800-meter run for varsity, so no JV for that one.
There's only one section of that race.
Sorry, I dropped my pen. After the boys 300-meter hurdles, we will be going on a small break once more.
Looks like they're about to start.
Before I got as big as I was, I did do some sort of track in elementary school, but just had some issues, and I just ended up just not taking care of myself. Here they go, starting off. Great first jump on that hurdle.
Oh, looks like a hurdle was knocked over.
Landon Snyder in third, with Elkhart's athlete in first and another Mishawaka athlete in second.
Looks like that's Josh Sandy.
Sandy racing that Elkhart athlete, trying to get that first place for Mishawaka, getting over that hurdle perfectly. Snyder in a great position for third, no competition. Sandy actually does get that first place for Mishawaka, Elkhart getting that second, and we get that third. Another great run for the Cavemen. I mean, honestly, I feel like our strongest sports this year were wrestling, football, and I feel like track has got a good starting here. Girls track did good yesterday, and today Mishawaka are doing very well. But speaking of Mishawaka, we're going to go on a quick break. So, tune back in when we get back. When we get back, we'll be in the boys 800-meter meter run varsity. So, stay tuned. And we're back. So to get us started off while we're back, boys 800 meter relay, or sorry, I keep saying relay, boys 800 meter run varsity. And here's the athletes who will be running. In lane 1, we'll have Nathan Sharp for Elkhart. In lane 2, Hayden Holdman for Elkhart. In lane 3, David Sifu for Elkhart. In lane 4, Victor Torres for Elkhart. In lane 5, Pedro Alvarez for Elkhart. In lane 6, Colin Morchen for Mishawaka. In lane 7, Evan Lynn, again, Mishawaka. In lane 8, Alex Umana for Elkhart. In lane 9, June Barkley for Mishawaka. In lane 10, Matthew Tordillo for Elkhart. In lane 11, Garfield Fifad for Mishawaka. In lane 12, Devin Kruger for Mishawaka. In lane 13, no 13. In lane 14, Adrian Garcia for Elkhart. In lane 15, Jackson Bowers for Elkhart. In lane 16, Amani Kenny for Mishawaka. In lane 17, Kyler Johnson for Elkhart. In lane 18, Davis Sparagway for Elkhart. A pretty good line, of course. We got Evan Lynn down there. Gotta love Evan Lynn, one of our very famous names for our announcers. And we even have some scores here for pole vault.
So right now our team scores. Elkhart is currently beating Mishawaka 34-30.
Seems like we don't actually have the scores for, or not the times for what's it called? For the, or not, I guess pole vault wouldn't have time, huh?
They have heights.
Heights. I guess we do not have that, but once we get done with this 800, I will read off some of these final times for this meet. And they're off. Evan Lynn was talking about how people bunch up in these events, especially in these longer ones like the 800 meter. I heard he did tell me that he was very excited to run this one today.
Like I said before, this is a very difficult race. I would say it's probably one of the most difficult events in track, just because it's basically a long sprint. You just have to hold on.
Speaking of Evan Lynn, he's actually in third place for us with Elkhart taking first and second. Evan Lynn, I know, does a lot of running in his free time and eats a lot of Pop-Tarts in his free time. But, hey, seeing him out there doesn't even look like he touched a Pop-Tart. Maybe that's what fuels him. Maybe that's the secret. Pop-Tarts.
In third place, from Mishawaka,
Evan Lynn keeping a steady pace on the heel of both those Elkhart runners.
And they're starting their final lap of the 800.
Coming around that bend. I guess this is where the that lactic acid starts to get pumping.
This is where it starts to hurt in the 800.
Evan Lynn falling back a tad bit from those first and second places, but honestly, still a very, very good race out there from him. Some of those Mishawaka athletes cheering on their teammates. Those Elkhart athletes coming around that final bend in their final lap of this heat. Seems like a very strong first and second place for Elkhart with
coming down the home stretch right now.
Evan Lynn in third, about to be passed by another Mishawaka athlete.
Strong finish by that Mishawaka runner.
Strong finish out of all of them. 6:10, 11 more athletes to go. Here, as you can see, final group coming in. Then we do have one more racer in the a little bit farther back who will cross in a little bit. Very good run out of him as well.
Nice finish by this Elkhart runner coming down the home stretch.
Mm-hmm. Actually, nice to see someone with a heavier build do a track. Not very often that you actually see that.
Second call, 3,200 meters. First call,
Speaking of events, here I can get a few of these scores out for y'all. In the boys 100-meter dash varsity, we have Alonzo Newborn for Elkhart with the 11.1 for 5 points. Alfonso Newborn for Elkhart with the 11.12 with 3 points. And then Jamison Bertram for Elkhart with 11.52 for 1 point. Then here in boys 400-meter dash varsity, we got Braden Polonsky from Mishawaka with 53.06 for 5 points. Trevor Becker for Elkhart with 53.1 for 3 points. And then Demetrius Britton for Mishawaka with 55.66.
It looks like they're getting set up for the 200-meter dash as our next event tonight.
That'd be JV. We'll have two sections of this one. And after this, we only have 5 events, and then we will be out of here for tonight. This is the last event with a 2-section run, so we don't really have much left, but hey. So you want to talk about how you prepared for tonight's event, for your first live announcement?
Yes, this is my first live broadcast, other than the live announcements that I've done twice now. I would say just being confident has really helped me get through this. Also, knowing a lot about track is really helpful.
That's really helpful for me because this is like my only, this is my second time doing anything related to track.
Yeah, I'm more of a distance. I know more about distance than I do sprints, but
I just know whatever Evan Lynn told me yesterday during our women's track meet.
yes, I ran with Evan a few times this winter because he just joined. I'm pretty sure the team.
He was talking about how he joined because Allie is also a runner,
Yes,
and he wanted to be able to do something with her.
Allie is one of my teammates. She runs cross country and track.
Here for the 200-meter dash, we have, for the JV, we have in lane 3, Portland Taylor for Elkhart. In lane 4, we have Ian Alexander for Elkhart. In lane 5, Spencer Leninger for Elkhart. In lane 6, Eli Griffles for Elkhart. All of them have no time, so I'm going to guess they are new to the team. So I wish them luck. Hope they set a good PR for themselves. Something to motivate them to push.
I think this event, you just can't hold back. You have to give it your all for this one because it is such a short race. I know I'm guessing all of these athletes will start in blocks for this race to just get that quick start jumping out of the blocks.
That quick acceleration.
Yep.
Kind of like when you rev your engine before you take off for a race. The more I do these live events announcing, the more I learn that I have a really bad speech impediment. Like my tongue just doesn't fit. But we make do with what we got. Speaking of, the lights here in the stadium have turned on, so it's getting real dark.
It's also getting a lot colder. Some other varsity sports starting at Mishawaka is boys baseball, and their first game will be at home against Jimtown on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. And right now they're actually at a scrimmage against Jimtown at Baker Park as well. And on Wednesday, they also have a game at home against South Bend John Adams at 5:30.
I know quite a few. I'm personally upset that we never live stream any of the baseball events because, you know, baseball's a really nice sport. I like baseball. Never played it, but it's a good sport.
Also, softball is starting. There will be a game at Elkhart tomorrow at 5:30 against Elkhart, of course. And then on Tuesday, they're at home against St. Joe at 5:30. They also have another game on Thursday against Rochester High School at 5:30, also at home. And next Saturday, they'll compete at a doubleheader against Chesterton at 11 at Chesterton.
Seems like that 200-meter dash is just kicked off. Coming around that bend. Speeding like bullets. Looks like that first place runner isn't even breathing. How his face is so red.
Looks like that's Ian Alexander from Elkhart.
Infield may resume standing before the second heat. Please keep your eyes peeled on the start.
We will be on Heat 2 here for the JV 200-meter dash. We will have in Lane 1, Keegan Lopez for Elkhart. Lane 2, we'll have Laco Ortega for Mishawaka. In Lane 3, we'll have Leon Fowler for Mishawaka. In Lane 4, we'll have Ashton Horston for Mishawaka. In Lane 5, Malachi Brown for Mishawaka. And in Lane 6, we'll have Braden Tyson for Elkhart. In Lane 7, Alex Dermondy. I'm not quite sure. It's not written down. But hey, we'll see when he gets out there.
After the JV heat is done, there will be one section of the varsity 200-meter dash. And after the 200, the 3,200 will start, which is the longest distance at this meet tonight.
3,200 is, of course, 2 miles for those who are like me and don't go by meters.
I actually ran my first 3,200 in 2 years last night, so that was pretty exciting.
That's got to feel good, you know? Get a 3,200 out.
I ran it with a really good group of girls, so it was a great first time back.
Seems like we'll get started off here in the 200-meter dash JV in section 2. So we'll see who comes out on top. It feels a little bit warmer than it was when it started to get this dark out here yesterday, but it is still about only 7 o'clock, 7:19 here at Steel Stadium.
I love that it's still bright outside at this time now.
I low-key, me, when I'm at home, I usually have my blinds open, my window open. I love to see when the sun starts to set about 7:40 to 7 or 8 o'clock. It's a very nice look over Mishawaka when that happens. Seems like we're going to get started off here in a moment. There they go. Very strong start for both of those Mishawaka athletes, taking first, second, with a few other Mishawaka athletes trailing behind. Ooh. Very good runs out of all of them. Absolutely insane speeds, honestly.
Looks like first was Ashton Horston from Mishawaka. And that will take us into the only section of the varsity 200-meter dash.
And then after that, we will be going to a tad break before the 3,200-meter run. Speaking of the 200-meter dash varsity, we will have in lane 1, Wyatt Skipper for Elkhart. Lane 2, Michael Bond for Elkhart. Scratch that. Lane 1 will not be participating, so lane 2, Michael Bond for Elkhart. In lane 3 for Jacob Geller for Elkhart or Mishawaka. In lane 4, Zachary Anderson for Elkhart. In lane 5, Brady Newsom for Elkhart or Mishawaka. In lane 5, Ernie Burton for Mishawaka. In lane 7, Aiden Alston for Mishawaka. In lane 8, Coleman Bell for Elkhart. And it seems like we will be going down to Daniel Phillips in just a second with an interview after this 200-meter run. They don't call it a dash for nothing. They ran very quickly on that last one.
Yes, and this varsity heat will be even faster than that.
Oh, it seems like we're actually going to go to Daniel Phillips right now. So, what's up, Daniel? How you doing? Seems like Daniel's mic may not be on.
What's going on, guys? Technical difficulties, but we got to figure it out. I'm here with a junior of Elkhart High School. We got Jackson here to my right. Jackson, you're going to be participating in indoor state here this Saturday. How you feeling about that?
Yes, sir. I'm really excited. Big meet. First big meet of the year. You know, just go out there and compete. Best teams in the state. So, yeah.
Obviously, you're going to be participating in outdoor meets as well. This one not being one of them. Are you excited to get the season kicked off?
Yeah, best time of year for sure. Just coming out here, competing. Everyone's out here. Just great time.
This is your junior year. That's always a big year for athletes. What is something huge that you're trying to accomplish, a milestone you want to set before you leave high school next year?
Just run as fast as I can, have as much fun. Get our relays down to state, get our individuals down to state. Yeah, just have a good time.
All right, thank you very much, Jackson. Good luck on your season. That's going to be it. I'm Daniel Phillips, and I'm going to send it back up to you guys for the varsity heat of the 200-meter.
Thank you, Daniel. And as, of course, he said, we do have that 200-meter dash going on right now.
Looks like there was a false start, so they'll have to start this section over again.
You know, that's gotta suck when you get around that bend finally, and then they're like, oh, come back. You got to run it again. False start. But, hey, you know, human error. Very nervous here. Can see Shiko, younger Shiko, down here in the stands here tonight to show his support for the Mishawaka Cavemen. Quite a few teachers actually come for the track meets, which is very nice to see. Love to see teachers actually.
Yes, we love support. Support in track is so important.
Speaking of support, Thank you to Burton's Laundry and Dry Cleaning for sponsoring the Mishawaka Cavemen, the Mishawaka Network, helping us keep these streams free to watch and, helping us get what we need to get for them. So thank you to them, and thank you for Forte Waterproofing for sponsoring Mishawaka. So in case you have a leaky basement, leaky roof, anything needs waterproofing, whatever, they got you. Seems like we're going to get that second, the restart for this 200-meter varsity. There they go. Seems like no false start, so we're good. Coming around that bend rather quickly. Elkhart in first, Mishawaka on his tail. Coming around that bend. Mishawaka keeping a solid second. Elkhart keeping a solid first and third. Oh, now I can really see. Now that you've mentioned the lean over every time, just diving. That's very nice.
It's very important to lean over the line. So that takes us into the 3,200 meter run for the only section of this event.
Really quickly, though, we will be going on a quick break here. So, stay tuned for that, and we'll bring you the 3,200 meter run for varsity.
Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
We are back here. We will bring you that 3,200 soon. For that 3,200, we do have Ethan Martin in lane 1 for Elkhart. In lane 2, we have Nasir Fahan for Mishawaka. In lane 3, we will have Nathan Sharp for Elkhart. In lane 4, Aaron Richter for Elkhart. In lane 5, Ernest McClain for Elkhart. In lane 6, Peyton Shanholt for Elkhart. In lane 7, Shiloh Mackin for Mishawaka. Very sorry if I butchered your name, but hey, my bad.
This event is 8 laps around the track. It's a very lengthy event in track.
Seems like we will have a few not participating, but hey.
Yes, I believe Nate Sharp is not in this race, as well as Shiloh from Mishawaka.
Mm-hmm. We're actually going to go cut to Daniel Phillips soon, since this is such a long race. So whenever he is ready, we will cut to him. He will be down there with a Mishawaka athlete, I believe, interviewing him.
Finishing their first lap.
What's up, Daniel?
How's it going, Sean and Corinne? I'm down here with varsity athlete, winner of the 400 heat, varsity heat here this evening, Braden Plonsky. Braden, how do you feel after getting that win today?
I'm feeling great, but I feel cold.
I feel cold too. I feel you. I'm ready to throw on that hoodie. First outdoor meet, aside from that Penn dual meet you guys had last week, I believe. How does it feel to be back here, Still Stadium? Except last year, you guys were at John Young. So, in comparison, how do you feel being out here instead of John Young?
Feels great to be home. Feels great to be in a home atmosphere and actually winning some events outside of John Young.
Yeah, so I'm sure it's great being here instead of John Young. It's obviously different, and this is home for you guys. Junior season is always big. I just talked to Jackson of Elkhart, and he was talking about how big the junior season was going to be for him. What are your big goals?
My big goal is actually making state in our 4x4 team and actually breaking 52 this year.
Trying to make it down to IU Bloomington. That's always good. Okay, so junior, now you're an upperclassman. You're one of the leaders. How does that feel being in that position this year?
It feels great leading a bunch of these guys who are actually aggressive and actually want to run and win.
So you got the 4x4 coming up, last event of the evening for everybody, not just you guys. How happy are you and relieved are you that you don't have to run in this 3200?
I'm very excited, very relieved. Glad I'm not long distance. Shout out mid-distance group.
All right, thank you, Braden. I'm going to send it back to you guys. Thank you, Corinne and Sean.
Tell them I said what's up. Anyway, here we are on their second lap, I believe, for the 3200.
So their third lap.
Third? All right.
Yep.
Thank you. It's a very long one, so we'll be here for a little while watching them.
In the lead, it looks like we have Otto Richter with Ernie following and Nasser.
You know, while we're here, we might as well talk about the obvious thing. We have spring break coming up. Everyone's very excited for that, I heard people going to certain places like Florida, Atlanta, certain places, you know. But, you know, as we get close to that end of the year, seniors, you guys got to get those credits done so you guys can walk at graduation. I know it may not seem that prominent, but I had credit recovery, and I had to get it done. And trust me, your life is much easier if it's done. And if you have a good GPA, you can leave early. So that's also a big plus. But as we cut down, we only have about 6 weeks of school left until we have summer break. And then, of course, on June 8th, we will have graduation for the 2025 class, which I am a part of. Sadly, will be sad I will never I won't return for the football season because I love being a cameraman for our football. So you can see how they got down. They got just done their fourth lap. Only one more week of school until spring break. Any plans for spring break?
I actually have a lot of plans for spring break. I'm going on a college visit, and then I'm going to the beach, and then I'm going to go on another college visit, and then I'm going to the mountains, and then I'll come home, I guess. But I'm very excited. I'm visiting South Carolina and North Carolina.
Ooh, that makes sense.
Yes.
North and South.
Great places to see the mountains and be at the beach.
What mountains?
I'm honestly not really sure right now.
Here for your boys high jump varsity, we actually have your scores here. Valentino Summers, brother of Denasia Summers, who participated yesterday in the track meet, who got I believe that is a 6 foot jump for 5 points, with Carson Pollard for Elkhart getting a 5 foot 10 inches for 2 points, and then Elkhart getting another 5'10" for 2 points from Samarcus Gibson. So shout out to everyone doing that. And then current scores for Mishawaka is 40 to Elkhart's 51. A very, very close game here tonight. So we're almost on to make it or break it scores. I'm probably just going to stay home for the spring. I always stay home, really.
Just relax.
Probably play a lot of Call of Duty.
It's a great time to relax before the school year ends. A nice break.
Before finals start coming up.
Yes.
which I know a lot of people are dreading.
Do you have any plans after graduation?
I know that I'm waiting to go to college until the spring semester of next year, but probably just work, gain money, so I can have like money for whatever I need.
Gotcha. Looks like they have 3 laps left in the 3,200 meter.
Might attend my friend's wedding, or will definitely attend because I'm a groomsman. But
Awesome.
also, his birthday is actually coming up here, I believe either this week or next week. So shout out to Trenton Cole for his upcoming birthday, if he's watching. If he is, that means he's watching at work, which I'll be telling him that I know.
Elkhart, 51, Mishawaka, 40.
The 3,200 is a pretty difficult event because you have to be conservative enough to last all 8 laps, but you also don't want to start out too slow and run a slow time.
Seems like Elkhart's keeping that first place with Mishawaka on his heels, and then Elkhart on his heels. So we do only have one Mishawaka athlete running this one, sadly, because the other 2 did not participate. But for being the only one out there, he's doing very well.
They have 2 laps left, and this race is pretty slim pickings most of the time. There aren't many athletes that compete in this event.
Some athletes on the field practicing their handoffs for the next event, which will be the 4x400 meter relay, junior varsity, which is the second to last event. The last event, of course, being the varsity 4x400 meter relay. Again, starting off and ending off with one of the strongest and, in my personal opinion, best events. So quite a way to start and end.
I enjoy 4x4. In these last 2 laps, a gap usually starts to emerge. I'd say the race really starts in the last 3 laps of this 3,200.
First few are just to weighing it out.
Yeah.
Seems like we have our very own Daniel Phillips running up some papers to us.
There's a lot of different strategies for this race you can use. Coming on to their last lap.
I wonder what do you do after you run track to like cool your body, like cool your legs off? So
After a meet, I normally do a cool down, but the next day after a race, you're pretty sore, especially after like a whole meet. And normally I run 3 to 4 events each meet. So I'd say definitely the day after meet, a lot of stretching, maybe like a leg drain.
Sorry, lane drain.
Like
just, the leg drain just sounds.
Otto Richter coming down the home stretch in first with Nasser.
Seems like the race is finally kicking off some entertainment as Elkhart passes our only Mishawaka athlete in this one. Ending off strong, too. Gained
Nice
a lot
finish.
of speed. Definitely conserved all of that energy. Speaking of, we have boys long jump varsity scores here. For flight 1, we had Spencer Leninger for Elkhart get a 17-foot and 1 inch. And then DeJohn Williams for Mishawaka getting a 15 feet with 4 inches. And then in flight 2 with some actual points, we got Coleman Bell for Elkhart getting the 20-11 for 5. For Frank Willis, Elkhart got a 20.08 for 3 points. And then for Mishawaka, Trevin Gogler got 20-05. Not a horrible amount.
And I have some results for boys shot put. And first we had Trenton Bias from Elkhart with 50 feet 6 inches. Dylan Stevenson in second with 39 feet 6.5 inches. And Isaiah Hummer from Mishawaka with 37 feet 7.5 inches for your top 3. And we have that last 2-miler finishing right now. Awesome finish.
Everyone cheering him on as he finishes. Probably one of the younger athletes, I would assume, on Elkhart's team out there.
This event, it just takes a lot of courage, so proud of everyone who has ever competed in a 3200.
Next up, we do have the boys 4x400 meter relay junior varsity. For Mishawaka, for relay C, we will have Brandon Eccles handing off to Amzi Ruse, who will hand off to Leon Fowler, who will hand off to Jadon Montgomery. And then we have another Mishawaka A relay. Mason Green handing off to Fabian Gonzalez, who will hand off to Malachi Brown, who will hand off to Doug Hill. Then another Mishawaka for relay B, we will have Alex Dermody handing off to Valentino Summers, who will hand off to Ashton Horston, who will hand off to Bryce Burris. And then another Mishawaka, the D relay, we'll have Spencer Weston handing off to Corey Smith, who will hand off to Eris Kohler, who will hand off to Ashu Swaverland.
While we wait for that 4x4 to get started, some future athletic events happening. Girls tennis will have a match away at Marion on Monday. And then on Wednesday, they'll be at Riley against Riley at 5. And girls track will have a meet against Penn and Marion at Steel Stadium at 5:30. And the boys track team will have a meet at home against Riley and Marion at 5.
I also believe next week we do have either next week or the first week of April. Wait, that would be for next week. Next week we will have a choir concert, I believe, Wednesday, along with that one track meet here. So tune in for that, and then maybe once it's 7:30, you can slide over there and catch some of our talented choir members who sing their heart out for the school.
So lots of live streams coming up on Mishawaka Network next week. Just it looks like the entire Mishawaka team out there for the relays, at least. A lot of teams like to put a lot of 4x4s in this event, just to get a feel for the 400. I think it's a great event.
I agree.
Especially at the end of the meet.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes after the 2-mile, I would line right back up for the 4x4.
Uh-huh. And when these heats start off, we will have Daniel Phillips doing a play-by-play down there. So we have turned on Daniel's microphone down there. So he'll be doing a play-by-play for us here. So, Daniel, can you hear us down there?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome.
Crystal clear.
We're gonna make our way closer to you guys so there's no connection errors or anything like that. Right now, I'm not gonna be on screen as you can see, as you guys are doing the commentary for the JV 4x4 is about to begin. So Kira's getting that there with her camera.
How cold are you down there in short sleeves?
Man, I had to kind of give in and put on the hoodie not too long ago, but not for long though. I I had to come back out here, put in some more work, finish out the evening. But it's cold. It's cold.
Well, hey, we appreciate you down there, surviving the cold along with our camera people.
Yeah. It's definitely. It could be a lot worse. I'll say that. It could be a lot worse. But props to you guys. You guys are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Up there. Track meets are easy to call, and you guys are doing a great job.
I would even give more props to Corinne for her first event here as a live announcer.
Thank you, Sean.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know how tough it can be
There we go.
try to open up.
Now we're on the video board. Yeah, Corinne, props to you. You guys, you're doing it for the first time, but you know a lot about track. So we're thankful to have you on our broadcast. Funny enough, I'm looking at myself on the video board here. A lot of people are a little upset that there's no audio from the video. You know what? I'm going to kind of pack our viewership numbers a little bit and say, go ahead and get on the live stream and go watch us if you want to hear my voice that badly. And want to hear you guys, because we're providing some pretty good commentary here.
Hey, we try. We really do. Hey, props to you for the football events. Don't know how you do it.
It's tough. Football, volleyball, wrestling, whatever Mr. Randall tells me to do. Hands me a headset and tells me to go to work, and we're going from there. But it can definitely be tough. So props to you guys doing it. Sean, I know you did wrestling. Corinne, I think this is your first event. Correct me if I'm wrong, as far as being on air. But you guys are killing it. You guys are doing a great job.
Her first sporting event.
Yeah.
She has been on the live announcements in the morning.
All right,
twice.
yeah. Oh, now I'm off the video board. Okay. Cool.
Looks like they're about to start.
So, going to get some riveting play-by-play from Daniel Phillips himself.
Yeah, I thought I'd kind of give you guys a little bit of a breather. I'll be doing this for both the JV and the varsity, so we'll end this thing together as a three-part commentary team.
Randall was expressing some want for that.
And we're off. You guys, except for Corinne, because obviously you do it. You just ran yesterday, but when I'm watching a track event at a meet, I'm just so glad that I don't run track.
Fair enough,
That's
honestly.
how I am up here, though.
They make us do, the strength and conditioning coach makes us run a couple laps for weights class, and that's about all.
That indoor track is brutal.
So I have heard.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I'm like, how could it be worse?
Yeah,
than this?
So I've heard and so I have felt. It is tough. It can be
The turns are so
bad.
tight.
Yeah, especially when you got freshmen with you trying to be funny, and I'm just trying to get it over with as soon as I can.
Seems like some solid handoffs about to happen over there.
And I'm sure you guys have already mentioned, but as the viewers can probably see, this is a majority of the Mishawaka's JV squad, and it is all Mishawaka competing against each other, which I think is kind of cool. You know, you can get the edge on your teammate.
You can also get some bragging rights in the classroom.
Yes.
I beat your time.
That locker room, the track locker room, I have been in there a few times. Not in uniform, but I've been in there, and there's definitely a lot of trash talk.
Hey, but I'm sure that's what pushes them to go even harder in their next race, like their next events and their next, meets.
Yes, nothing wrong with a little friendly competition.
Oh yeah, and there's nothing like this. A guy that's in the same uniform as you are saying that he did a better job. That's very motivating, I think.
Looks like Fabian taking the lead.
Great handoff by Fabian.
The exchange zone gets pretty crazy for these relay events, especially when the athletes are so close to each other.
Oh yeah, and if you fumble that handoff, you're gonna hear about it once you cross that finish line.
Oh yeah. Handoffs all practice.
As we saw earlier in that, I believe that was a 4x100. We had a kind of almost fail handoff.
Yeah, I was told somebody dropped the baton at one point, which is not what you want.
Yeah, I saw they were also out of the exchange zone.
Look at Eris Kohler.
I know Eris Kohler will definitely trash talk if he beats someone.
Yeah, not super excited about running this event, but you know what? He's doing it. Just pole vaulted 8 feet not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
When did Eris become a pole vaulter?
Well, he decided that he didn't like distance anymore, so he said, forget this, I'm doing something else, or I'm gonna go play golf, because I play golf, so he decided he wanted to do that. And then Coach Shaw approached him with the opportunity to go ahead and pole vault with influences from Brady Hooten, and so he decided to go do that, and he's not doing too bad at it. I mean, he's been doing it for like a week now, and he's already pole vaulting 8 feet, so not
That's
bad.
awesome.
Yeah.
We actually got some scores here for the boys discus throw varsity. We got Trenton Bias for Elkhart with 150.03 for 5 points. We got Jacob Beal for Mishawaka with a 114.07 for 3 points. And then we have Elkhart with Ethan Mann with a 107.11.50 for 1 point.
And we have some scores after 15 events. Elkhart with 79 points and Mishawaka with 48.
Seems like our athletes over there finishing their final. They're finished with their laps.
Nice finish by Evan, our very own.
So next we do have the boys 4x4 meter relay varsity. For Mishawaka, we have Aiden Alston handing off to Ernice Burton, who will hand off to Laco Ortega, who will hand off to Colin Morchen. Then for Mishawaka B, we'll have Demetrius Britton handing off to Braden Petit, who will hand off to Jacob Geller, who will hand off to Andre Owens. And then Mishawaka A relay will have Braden Polonsky, Brady Newsom, or Braden Polonsky handing off to Brady Newsom, who will hand off to Josh Sandy, who will hand off to Brady Hooten. Then Elkhart relay A will have Landon Baker handing off to Trevor Becker, who will hand off to Jameson Bertram, who will hand off to Kevin Mell. Then Mishawaka C relay will have Trevin Gogler handing off to Landon Snyder, who will hand off to David Stearns, who will hand off to Abe Preciado. You know, when I was younger, actually in middle school, I was offered by some coaches to do some throwing events. Never took it, sadly. Should have. Probably would have got me out of getting bullied.
I love a good 4x4 because it's just a bunch of different athletes from different areas. You have some sprinters. You have, honestly, a lot of distance runners that run the 4x4. I know on our team, a lot of the distance runners are in the 4x4. And I see 2 distance runners right now, at least 2, lining up for that varsity 4x4.
Hey, Corinne, I'm next to somebody right now. His name is Otto. He says he knows you. Is that true?
I'm going to deny that because of the interview that he did earlier.
Yeah, he seemed like he didn't know who you were. I was told that he did, but...
Yeah.
Let's ask him.
Let's ask him.
I think that's a good idea.
We're going to go ahead.
Let's ask him
talk
on
to
air.
the winner of the 3200 right now, Otto. We got a question to this conversation. Sorry to the people that he was just talking to, but do you or do you not know who Corinne Flick is?
I do.
Okay. That interview, do you think the interview kind of reflected how well you know Corinne Flick?
Definitely.
I don't think she agrees. But thanks, Otto. Congrats on the win, man.
What a funny guy. Yeah, congrats on that win, Otto. For that 3200, not an easy race by far. As we sit here, we're seeming like we're going to get started. The person we interviewed earlier, pardon me, I don't remember where I put my paper. There it is. Brady Polonsky, who we interviewed earlier, is down there for us. You'll have to see it, honestly.
So for the 4x4, the first leg runs the entire lap in their lane. They can't go to lane 1. And then the second runner will break in at the cone over by the 100. And then the rest of the relay will be in lane 1.
Hey, Sean, what do you think? Like, the Mishawaka network as a whole, like everybody that's on the crew regularly, how do you think a 4x4 with us would go?
With us, Evan
Yeah.
Lynn is cooking us. I mean, Evan Lynn runs track. I feel like he'd do very well. Corinne Flick, of course, would do pretty well because she runs that in the girls. But I do horribly. I'd be last place, and I'd probably be dead on the ground in the first lap.
I think, yeah, Corinne would probably carry us. I would try, man. I don't know. I'd have to get really hyped up. Brandon Plonsky says he's like the king of good. Oh, Mr. Rendell said he'll get on the 4x4. Yeah, what? Well, yeah,
Ooh,
he's got those
Rendell on the
strides.
4x4 might
He's
go
got the
crazy.
Mr. Rendell just said he would run a freaking.
But could he?
He said he'd run a 30 flat on his 400. That's crazy. No
Do we
shot.
think in his age? No, I'm like, no.
Sean,
no
you're
hate.
getting clipped. I'm clipping that and sending it to Mr. Rendell immediately.
I feel
Sean
like he'd
is
do very
fired,
well.
actually.
Imagine, yesterday, got me scared. Seems like we're going to start off now.
Here we go. This is probably, I would say, the most well-loved and exciting events of any track meet. I think most people enjoy this event more than any other.
Oh, I was just talking about how I love that we start and end on this event because it's just familiar, you know? I mean, it's a 4x4 or 4x400, you know? Not much. Or no, we start with a 4x800, but then we get its little brother, 4x400.
It's always nice to start and end with a relay, I think.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you have that 3200 before, and then now you're getting those quick ones that are very entertaining to watch, especially when you have multiple different school athletes racing in it.
Looks like we have Trevin in first right now.
What a leg by him.
Polonsky in third with Elkhart athlete in second.
Trevin Gogler and Landon Snyder, the handoff duo there. That's quite a dangerous one, I think. Those are two guys that run pretty fast.
Oh, yeah. Landon Snyder, of course, being a great football player this year as well.
Yeah, he's somebody who has a lot of experience running in Still Stadium.
I mean, heck, one of those, I don't remember what, I think it was Northwood that we played at their, in their state area, that he and his brother did a very fantastic save play, getting us that victory, as I read from a news outlet.
Yes, both he and his brother Jackson definitely carried came into a lot of very, very courageous victories throughout the whole year. Landon Snyder is somebody who's definitely put a lot of work into his craft. QB1 of the Cavemen, and he's definitely living up to his name.
Looks like Brady Newsom just handed off to Josh Sandy.
My dad at some point was like, get their autograph. I was like, I'm not asking people from high school to get autographs. He's like, but what if they make it big? And I'm like, they probably will. Well, because they're such good athletes in their retrospective sports.
Yeah, no doubt. Jackson he did commit to going to play football at, I believe, a D3 university next fall, and I imagine he'll perform pretty well and transfer his way up. But yeah, some pretty good athletes in the Snyder family. Their older brother Donovan was also somebody who performed pretty well on the football field. Josh Sandy, or as I like to call him, Sandy Moss, because of his performance on the football field, is displaying an incredible leg right here. Handoff to Brady Hooten.
Ooh, great handoff. Brady Hooten turning on the Jets for it.
David Stearns, nice handoff as well.
Ooh.
And Jacob Geller, one of the fastest on the Caveman squad, over to Nasser. Some clean handoffs all around for the Cavemen. Not too bad from the Lions either.
Mishawaka seems to have knocked the Elkhart athletes down to the last place, but that Elkhart athlete is making up some time on those two Caveman athletes. Speaking of our athletes, our athlete has a crazy lead in first here.
Brady Hooten showing that pole vaulters can run as well.
Making great speed and great time on that turn.
Let's make sure the volume doesn't spike here. Let's go, Hootie!
Love to hear everyone yelling, go Brady, go
Awesome
Brady.
finish.
What a strong finish. Sealing that Caveman victory there. And we've got another Caveman coming through as well.
with an Elkhart athlete coming up behind him.
Let's go, Nelson!
Someone screaming near you is really high pitched. That was a crazy scream. Great to see how enthusiastic we are, though.
Yeah, I'm not going to reveal who that was for their sake and their reputation, but he was very excited. I will say that. He was excited. And wow, that's good. I believe that's going to end the evening here. You got
that
the
is the
4x4.
last event of tonight, yeah.
The very, very remarkable event of any track meet you really watch. I love watching Olympic track, and that's always electrifying to watch. Obviously, people run really fast, and it's not hard to keep with, even if I'm just on my couch watching it. But it's always very.
You seem to be cutting out a little bit.
Let me find my way back closer to the press box. Hopefully it's coming in clearer now.
Yeah, it is.
I got caught up with the mob, the exciting 4x4 people.
Yeah, very exciting.
But
well,
yeah.
with that, I think we're going to head off soon, huh?
Yeah, let's go ahead and sign off, guys. Wrap it up. Another fun night here in Steele Stadium. The Cavemen performed very well in this dual meet between the Elkhart Lions. So, yeah, I mean, a wonderful night here in Mishawaka. It's a little cold, but the sky's looking pretty, and the Cavemen prevailed here tonight.
Well, we actually got that final score. Corinne, you want to say that final score?
Elkhart with 79 points and Mishawaka with 53 to end a great night at Steele Stadium.
Well, with that, I believe we can head out. So thank you for everyone for watching and tuning in. I'm Sean Kenneriggy, and this is Corin Flick with Daniel Phillips on the sideline. Shout out to everyone working tonight. Shout out to our athletes, and shout out to the few people who turned up from Elkhart to watch them. And you got anything to say, Daniel?
Not much. Cavemen coming up a little short, but obviously it's a long season. I believe it's just their second outdoor meet of the season, so a lot more progress to be made, a lot more improvement to be made as well. But I think that's all I got. So to the Mishawaka viewers, those of you that view consistently and those of you who don't, thank you very much and good night.
All right, well, hey, good night, Cavemen, and have a great weekend when it comes up.